Hi, my name is Paul and welcome to the Learning Net. In this video I'm going to show you how to configure an ASA within GNS3's emulator program. Okay, I know it can be quite tricky, and I know you've probably searched a lot of sites on the internet already to find the right files to make this work. The two files that I want you to download I know definitely work with this program. So first thing we need to do, obviously, is start GNS3. While that's starting, let's go onto the internet and go to a website called ccnainstructor.com, which I'm already at. Click on the Free Tools tab and then just scroll down and download the last two files that you see there. It's the Cisco ASA 8 files. One is the kernel and one is the ini.trd.gz file. Okay, click on those, download those. Once you've downloaded those, you go into GNS3 itself, click on the Edit tab, go to Preferences, just bring this into the window, click on QEMU, select the ASA tab, and this is now where you need to specify where you downloaded those two files. Okay, so they're both on my desktop, hopefully. I'm just going to set that up now. There's the first file. Let's specify the kernel. Also on my desktop. Alright, once I've done that, I just need to click Apply and OK it. I can now drag a ASA firewall onto my work pane within GNS3. I can right click on that firewall and go Start. As soon as I click on the Start, it's going to launch the little application. Let me just bring that into focus for you. Okay, leave this running, just minimize it. This is the QEMU application, so you just minimize that, leave it running. Okay, now you need to right click on the ASA icon in the work pane and go Console. Okay, I'll bring the console into view. You'll now see a whole bunch of output within that console. Let that run until it's finished. Okay, there we go. Right, just read what it says at the bottom. It says, please press enter to activate this console. Okay, but before we do that, let's just read the last few lines. Okay, this is your first boot. Please wait about 1 minute and then type the following commands: cd / blah blah blah. Okay, please note to use the following command under the ASA to save your configs. Copy run disk 0.private / startup -config. Now, I've tried to save my configs before using that command, and it hasn't actually worked. Now, we'll come up with some other videos later on to show you how to save the configs, but for now, if you want to save your configs, all you need to do is do a show run and cut and paste all of that into a text file. That way, the next time you reload the application, instead of you having to rebuild the firewall from scratch, you can just cut and paste the text file back in. Okay, so I know it's a little bit longer than saving it to the disk or to the actual ASA itself and to the startup config, but hey, you know, it's an excellent training tool, so beggars can't be choosers, as they say. Okay, so that's about a minute gone. I've yabbered on long enough, so let's take this command and let's copy it into the console. Okay, once I've done that, the ASA will begin to load. It'll take a couple of seconds, and there we go. Cisco ASA. Go into the enable mode. No password is required. This is it. Show run, for example. I now have the base config of a typical ASA. There's all my interfaces. They're all shut down. There's no security level set on either of them, etc., etc. And there we have it. We have a working ASA. Admittedly without a config on it right now, but that's up to you to decide how you want to build your ASA. In fact, in later videos I will show you how to use the ASDM with ASA. For those of you that aren't familiar with the command line, that will be quite useful. And of course, I'll show you some basic configs that you will do within the command line, just to get your ASA up and running within GNS3. So what will give you a typical scenario will be an inside interface, a DMZ interface, and an outside interface. And you can do some testing and seeing exactly what you need to do to configure your firewall to secure the devices on the inside and on the DMZ. Okay, you can also use the ASA, I have done it before, as a desktop firewall. Okay, I know it might sound a bit tricky, but it's actually quite simple. All we need to do is have a loopback interface on your machine, on your laptop or your desktop, whichever one you have, and we can use the loopback interface as the inside interface, and we can use the physical interface as the outside. And you will see, if you don't allow the necessary reports open, for example HTTP, you won't be able to get on the internet from your laptop. Okay, and I'll show you how to do all of that. You'll actually see the traffic coming through, you can see the hits on the access lists, so you get a good feel of exactly how ASAs work and how you configure them in a real live environment, not just only within the GNS3. Okay, so look out for those videos. I'm going to try and post them sometime this week or next week. Okay, so that's an ASA within GNS3, and as I say, I'll also show you the ASDM in the next set of videos. Okay, well, my name is Paul. I'd like to thank you for viewing, and have a good day. Cheers.